Okay, here at Tom Gongaware, this is what we're going to do in this area. We're going to build some little rock shelves. Like if you see on the other side of that slate stone, there's some rock. We're going to put some couple of shelves, one over here, maybe one over here, maybe one over here. We're going to backfill them with compost. We're going to plant in them 72 count trays. We're going to do 3 72 count trays from Mellow Marsh Nursery. We're going to select whatever is faculative upland or faculative obligate uplands, probably good, shade tolerant. Definitely a lot of shade in this area. So selecting something for that. And we're going to plant a ton of stuff in there. We might also plant some of that up here. And if we've got any other little pockets, i.e. there, maybe some along the front we can plant in there as well. So he wants to do this stone along the side. Well, he has some of that stone. It's right over here. And we're going to dig a lot of this stuff up, although we're not going to get all of it. There's an area in the driveway where water pulls in. It's right here. And when that water comes in, we definitely want to leave a section of this rock and maybe even bolster it up a little bit. Otherwise, we're going to get some nursery pots out here. We're going to fill in as many rocks as we can get up without it being a complete arduous and terrible mess. We're going to leave these rocks and then maybe another band. We could use some medium-sized rocks and do a line along here and have about, maybe an 8-inch band of rocks right along there. And then this area is going to be pretty brought down. We might need to bring in about half a yard of topsoil, maybe a quarter yard of topsoil. We can maybe get away with using some compost. And then we're going to put in slate stones to match what is over there on the other side of this car. Slate stones like that. We've got some in the woods we should probably pull out. We do need 7 good ones to make it from here out to the end. We could leave another band of rocks here along the edge and fill that in with mulch. As long as we keep that blown, probably will look pretty good. Could be a pain in the butt, so maybe we can move it later. All of the rocks we get up in the nursery pots, this is where they're going to go. They're going to go over here on this side of the driveway. This side of the driveway's got nice rocks. This side of the driveway, it's got a few. We're going to go ahead and bolster this up, fill in all this space up against the driveway, going all the way up in a thin band, probably about to where that gas line marking is. Maybe clean up the mulch in this area too. We could, if we feel like we've got plenty of stones at the end, go ahead and bring it off to there, but I think it's going to look a little weird because it's not going to match the other side. So another thing we could do is match it up to where these stone is, and so if you go around, that's just before the gas line, probably about right here. So there's the gas line marking, there's the pawpaw tree, maybe, a foot or so left of the pawpaw tree. Going down here, gonna bring in those rocks, move them in, hopefully we have enough. Over here, we can't put the rocks on the ground because we've got all this exposed 57 here. So that needs to be dug out, just a little bit, enough to get the rocks in. Rocks down here, along here, maybe do a break for the slate stone. But I would say if we have enough, just continue down, do a little band, whoop, right around the catch basin, clean up those leaves or whatever stuff is on them. Do another one, continue the rock. And then we can probably stop right around here. Then this, it can be nice mulch around this Japanese maple. Coming over here, we're going to take some of that stuff we dug up over there, all that 57 and crap, and we're going to fill in this area where the sidewalk is coming down. Hopefully the chipmunk is not at home because there's a hole there that the chipmunk is living in. I'm going to fill in this area where it's eroded, and then we're going to, again, use some of these rocks that we pulled from over here, down along the side of the sidewalk. And if I'm forgetting something, oh well, I think I've got just about everything. Of course, when we go and plant those little plants, we're going to be putting them in this area too. Poking them in down there. If we've got some ferns that aren't doing well, like these in this region, I would go ahead and dig them up and plant them in mass with these ferns over here because they are obviously happy. They probably get a little more shade. This probably gets a couple hours of afternoon sun that these ferns don't get, and that's why these up here are struggling. Filling all this area in, of course, mulching all of this. Definitely mulching all of it. Probably looking like a good 3 yards of mulch at least. Could even be a smidge more. It's quite a bit of area. And we're going to be planting, 216 little tiny plug trays in here, so it's going to be tough to mulch. So we probably want to mulch first before we put the little plants in. So let's keep that in mind as well. All right. That's about it. When we put the slate stones in, we're just going to put them in dirt. We might do a base with 78 just to kind of flatten them out. But otherwise, we're not going to be concreting them in or anything like that. I don't think that's necessary. That areas are pretty wet, so they're going to sit in there solid. Like these are super solid, but they don't have any concrete in the bottom of them. They're just set onto 78 and leveled out into the mud. I don't even think most of them have 78 on them. They're just leveled and compacted into the clay.